and welcome back. I went up to Go Outdoors yesterday, not least because they have a half price sale on with the discount card. I really was going up to get lightweight tent pegs. Of course they didn't have any, but what caught my eye was their OEX Bush Pro Salamanda one-man bivvy bag. Now I'll just read out a couple of specs. The specs now decided the purchase for me. It's a 70D by 160D nylon polyurethane covering. It has a 5,000mm hydrostatic head, which is very waterproof, and it's an embossed breathable. It's almost like a breathable Gore-Tex. Now I know that like a band there doesn't like Gore-Tex. I don't mind it at all, actually. All depends on the ventilation, I suppose. Now I'll show you around the features of this little bivvy, which are quite good. On on the ground sheet, it's a 68D to 210T polyester polyurethane with a 7,000 hydrostatic head. That should be able to sit in puddles and you not get any ingress of dampness or water. But I'll show you around some of the features that I quite like and how I can. Well, it'll probably need a little bit of improvement here, but you'll see as I show around it. So there's now a couple of little clips here that, for the life of me, I don't know where they're going to clip onto. Anyway, a couple of little pegs, clip them down, because I do think that if there's a wind going and they're just flapping, that exposes that mesh bit to water ingress. So these need to be down and they need to be fastened down, but we'll come to that. So when you open the first entrance, the first layer, just roll that up. There's a little toggle underneath. So basically, if you are really in a warm sort of a summer muggy sort of a night and you know there's not going to be any rain, you just have this lovely midge net here, and the holes are extreme. There's no midges getting in there. So that, combined with a little mesh window at the back, should ensure a reasonable amount of airflow. And the mesh at the side of the outer here, I suppose, like in winter months, when this is down, you'll get a certain amount through here to keep the air sort of circulating. We'll just bring back the inner mesh. It also folds up. Like so. Now, getting into it, take your boots off and you're actually going to just reverse yourself in. Now I've been in it earlier, and if you're 6'6", it's not even a problem. There's actually plenty of room inside it. A lot of side room. You can sort of crouch up a bit. It'll actually be quite a comfortable little bivvy. Now I'll just show you around. There's one pole, and these are extremely light. One pole feeds through this polyurethane tunnel here. There's also a couple of tie-ins. As I say, the little mesh window in here, protected by this, which is guide out. We're going to see guide out, and I suppose if it's really inclement, cold, bad weather, this can be, they can be tied down there. So actually, you know, it's not a bad wee design. The only thing that I thought was missing, maybe I just didn't get it, but you take these off, you have this toggle here. When these two doors are open, that seems to lag a wee bit, so a bit of paracord and bring out peg that out, and you have the actual bivvy itself. It'll not be touching you as such. So yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to close it all up and stick the hose on it, and we'll come in and we'll have a look at it and see if there's any water ingress. So back with the hose shortly. And one other feature I forgot to mention there very quickly. There's two little poles, one on either side, built in to the end piece here to give it that little bit of rigidity. But as I say, a guy line, definitely. A guy line, okay, the garden's in a bit of a slope, but definitely you can see with the door open, it sort of goes down a bit, but look how rigid that is. And all you have to do is just put in a bit of paracord, another guy line out, and peg it out. Wee buns. So just about to do the water test. A couple of other specs. It weighs 1,025 grams, or 1.25 kilos. Not bad at all. Not bad at all, actually. The seams inside are taped very, very well, in my opinion anyway. And the stitching, I had a look around it for any wee frays or loose stitches. They all seem fine. So in terms of quality in the stitching and the taped seams, I don't think you have anything to worry about there. So let's get this hose on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to simulate if you were unlucky enough, well, probably more likely to be caught out on a sort of reasonably heavy shower. I'll put the hose on quite high pressure to simulate maybe a driving wind, and I'll do it. I'll simulate the rain with the hose around the tent just to see if there's any vulnerabilities, any weak spots. I'll do that for half an hour just to simulate a quick shower, but you know, sometimes you can be caught out all night with rain if you're unlucky enough, but then you should be checking the weather forecast before you venture out anyway. But they're not always accurate, are they? Right, I'll get back to you with the hose, and what we'll do after 30 minutes of simulated rain, we'll take a wee look in. Did you have to? We'll take a wee look inside to see if there's any ingress. Okay, see you in a bit. As you can see there, it's beating off quite nicely. Beating off very well indeed. So I'm going to keep it going for, that's been about 3 or 4 minutes, so I'm going to keep it going for half an hour. I'm going to put it up on the pole there and just let it completely soak it. And what we'll do is we'll go and have a wee look inside. Okay, see you in a bit. Look at those beauties there. Alright girls, yeah. Right, let's have a wee look inside. Careful not to drop any in ourselves here when we're opening it up. So let's have a wee Jeff Duke. Take these wee. It actually might be difficult enough not to spill any inside, but we'll try our best. So that's all dry there, which is good. Dry in there, also good. Both at the same time. Get back. There we go. Now, let's open the mesh. Yeah, we're bone dry. Nothing. That was a big success. So well done. I'll just leave that open and let it just vent itself. Very good. So we're quite impressed with that. What I will say is that there is a possibility of maybe some condensation because it's a single wall, but we'll not know that until we're actually out in it, which hopefully will be soon enough. Yeah, very pleased with that. I mean, 5,000 hydrostatic head is excellent. 8,000 on the bathtub. That should keep you pretty dry, even the worst of the storms and weather that you might get. Yeah, pleased with that. Very pleased with that indeed. I would say it's because of the material. I think it does say breathable polyurethane, but I do still think there might be a bit of condensation. But I'll point that out the first time I use it, if indeed there is any condensation. Yeah, so just a quick overview. As I say, it's not a definitive review as such, more just an overview, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Right, so talk to you soon, all the best.